Hey Civics students, welcome back from spring break. I hope you had a good one. I hope it was restful and I hope it was fun. This week we're going to continue on with the judicial branch. We're going to take a look at some topics that we covered the week before spring break, and we're going to push forward with civil cases and the levels of the court system. So this is work for the week of Monday the 20th through Friday the 24th. All work is self-paced, of course, but I want you to note the due dates. All assignments, all 4 of them, are going to be due on Friday, April the 24th at 3:00 p.m. Now, to help you, you don't have to turn in the checklist, but I do have a checklist here if you would like to grab yourselves a copy. So when you click the link, it'll ask you to make a copy. And when you do, you'll have the list of assignments and tasks that you need to complete for this week. So there are 4 specific assignments that you have to complete this week, and of course in the chart here I've got will it be graded for quarter 4. So right now you're doing number 1, you're watching this video. I'd like for you to watch it by Monday or Tuesday, and of course send me any questions that you have about the assignments. Have you joined our Remind for Civics? I really like using that. So please join. You'll see the at Drake 1776 there to join Remind for Civics. Also, each week we'll have a weekly discussion post for general questions, so that's up and running on our Canvas module for this week. You do not have to post. It is optional. It's only for general questions that maybe everyone would have about class. Or you can just kind of keep up with us, keep track, and let us know what you're doing. So let's take a look at our 4 assignments. The first assignment here is checks and balances. There's a political cartoon review and a text box answer to put into Canvas. Steps to a criminal case video and a Kahoot, levels of the court system video and questions, and then a thesis statement practice. So let's take a look at what all of these are. So coming back to our home page, task 1, you'll see it right here. This is where the intro video will be. I'm leaving up our expectations document that covers, of course, being flexible, academic integrity, making sure you're checking Canvas, using your student account. So you could just review that. That's the content material we covered before spring break. Task 2 is the optional remind, join. And then task 3 is the optional weekly discussion post. Again, it is only optional. The task 4 is where the assignments begin. So this is going to be a quick review of the checks and balances political cartoon assignment. It's going to be due, like all assignments, Friday, April the 24th at 3:00 p.m. So when you click on the Canvas link, it'll take you to, or you can click modules, it'll take you to this right here where you have my lovely video of the political cartoon review. Now, to get to the question, you have to watch the entire video because the question is at the end of the video. Now you're probably just going to fast forward to the end of the video, but it's a really good review of checks and balances, how to use a See, Think, Wonder strategy, so that way you can check your assignment. And then, of course, just to make sure that you understand the judicial branch, you're going to submit that right down here in a text box entry to Canvas. Then I love the Kahoot. So task 5, the second actual assignment that you have to do is steps to a civil case and a Kahoot. So if you click on that Canvas link, it'll take you to where I'm talking about steps to a civil case. It's about 15 minutes. You could also follow along with the notes here. I also have a really good civil and criminal comparison chart, so you can use that also as reference. Now remember, you gotta use your first and last name for the Kahoot. I don't know who Camo Fisher is. I don't know who Benny Boo Boo is. I'm sorry. Those are really fun names, but I have to be able to give you credit. So you have to use your first and your last name. And the Kahoot challenge link is here, or you can join with the Kahoot challenge link, number, whatever it is here. There's no assignment that you have to submit to Canvas because what I'm doing is I'm giving you credit for playing the Kahoot, not what you score. So remember, with grades, there's really no definite score. It's your quality of work. Are you actually trying to participate and learn? So watching the video and playing the game is also due Friday 24th at 3:00 p.m. So if you click on the link for the Kahoot, that'll get you ready to play the Kahoot. I did have one of my children to play as Drake Jr., so maybe the object for you is to be able to beat Drake Jr. on the civil and criminal cases review, but that right there is my son playing. However, you don't enter your nickname. You enter your first and your last name as much as what it will take. You can play more than once, so what you could do is you could put your first and your last name, and you could put, number 2 or number 3 or however many times you want to do to try to get to beat Drake Jr. Okay, so we've done the Kahoot before, but we've never done what is called a play pause it video. And I really like these because it allows me to use my video lectures and I can put it into a different program and it will embed questions throughout the video to check for your understanding. So let's take a look at how that's going to play out for us. So when you click on the Canvas link for the assignment page, it's going to take you here. And so you're going to click on the Play Pause It video link, and here's our class join code for that. So if you click on the Play Pause It link, this is going to open up, once you get joined, it's going to open you up to this, and then you enter the lesson, and I'll begin talking over here, and it'll begin discussing over here the levels of the court, and every once in a while it'll stop and ask you a question, and you do your very best to answer it. You can rewind the video if you need to, but this is about an 18-minute video. So as you go through, there are a lot of questions there because this gets a little complicated. And we'll review more with this later, but I want you to do your best to answer the questions. Again, don't worry about the actual numerical score that you have at the end of the video lesson. What I'm looking for is that you're actually trying to give it a shot to learn this information. So if you just go to Play Pause It and you Google search Play Pause It, I'll even back up and show you that. So if you just were to Google Play Pause It, you could click on the Play Pause It interactive video platform, and then you can sign up. And when you click sign up, it should take you to a sign-in page. For me, I already did, and so these are all of mine. But sorry, what it asks you to do is you can sign up with Google or your Microsoft account. I would click on that instead of filling out all of those like name and email address. But if you do, use your student email address. So you can sign up with Google, your Google account, your student email account, and that way it's linked directly to who you are, because I have to be able to keep track of who you are. So use your student account always when you're doing this. And then when you get into that Play Pause It video account, then you'll be able to watch the levels of the court video with the questions embedded. Again, if you have any questions about that, please send me an email. I'm sitting around from 8 to 2 o'clock waiting for my email to ding to see if you guys have any questions, especially about this. This is pretty new, but I really love it. It's a really good and easy way to check for understanding as we go through a video instead of having to wait till the end and ask you a series of questions. So give that a try and let me know how it goes. And last but not least, it's been a while since we've written a complex split thesis, so why not do one now, especially with such a good question that we could ask. So what I'm going to ask you guys to do is to write a complex split thesis statement to answer this question. Which amendment would be most important for citizens accused of crimes in the criminal justice system? 4, 5, 6, or 8. They're all very important, but I'm asking you to make an argument on what you think would be the most important element of those amendments if you are found in the criminal justice system. So you're going to submit that into a Canvas text box entry. So the assignment page looks like this. And so for this assignment, here's the prompt in red. Remember the complex split thesis formula. Although your opposition, your argument, because of X, Y, and Z. Those are 3 specific reasons why. So here's an example I just threw in, arguing the 5 freedoms of the First Amendment. So I would say, although, and here's my opposition, right here, citizens' freedom of petition can cause government to change their actions. You see how that's short, sweet, and to the point. And it's more than just citizens' freedom of petition is important. It kind of gives just a little bit more than that it can cause them to change their actions. So it can be important for the First Amendment, comma, here's my argument. The freedom of speech is the most important freedom in Amendment 1. And that's my argument. And then I'm going to say because, number 1, it includes free expression. Number 2, allows citizens to criticize government. And number 3, can also be a part of the other 4 freedoms. So I should be able then from that point to write an entire essay on my argument about how freedom of speech is the most important of the 5 freedoms in Amendment 1. Now you can go ahead and click on the thesis generator, of course, we've done that before, and that will help you from the Ashford University to state your topic, like I've got Amendment 1 here, this is what I've just done, and then where I stated my main idea that freedom of speech is the most important. Then I gave 3 reasons why. There's my first reason, second reason, and then third reason. And then I've got my opposing viewpoint. Freedom of petition allows citizens to ask government for change, and that's very important. And so then you could click Generate Your Thesis. This is a little easier to use than what we have been, and then it kind of identifies here your complex split thesis. And so it gives you all of those components. It might be a little wordy because it is a generator, so you might have to kind of clean up the wording there and the phrasing, but that might help you to form your complex split thesis. Then all you've got to do is put that thesis, that complex split thesis, in a text box entry to Canvas by Friday, April 24th at 3 o'clock, and then you're done, and you're done for this week. So again, have fun this week with some of this stuff. I know that the Kahoot is probably going to be my favorite, but I'm interested to see these thesis statements too. So let me know how things are going. You know what to do if you have trouble. Send me an email.